Hey, we should host another group build sponsored by the podcast.
Sure, but it needs to be a race car this time.
Yeah, something that can race on asphalt or dirt.
And night and different types of weather. That would be pretty cool.
And can fly.
Wait, what?
What you talking about, BG?
Hey, I got it. Rally cars.
Yes.
What date should we run the build for?
How about January 31st? It can start and go to December 31st. That's a good amount of time.
Sure, I can work with that.
Okay, but I gotta say, I'm a little concerned about the defying gravity thing. I haven't had much luck in that lately.
Join the Scale Model Car Podcast 2025 Rally Cool Rally Car Group Build and build that rally car model kit that's been sitting on your shelf ever since you brought it home from the hobby store and said, I'm gonna build that one day, because now is your chance.
How's it going, all you scale model car junkies out there? Welcome to the Scale Model Car Podcast with your hosts, BG, Chuck, Luka, and Jason.
Hello and welcome to episode 35 of the Scale Model Car Podcast.
Hi.
This is your friend, Mr. BG, along with your host that, unbeknownst to them, I held a secret poll with our one listener. Yes, you know who you are. And here are the results, in no particular order. Voted most likely to write their own fan mail, Chuck from Chuck's Hobby Spot.
Hi, guys.
Voted most likely to be banned from his own Facebook page, Matt from the Luka C channel.
Woo!
And due to an unfortunate typo, voted most lickable, Jason from Blue Ox Model Shop.
I'll take that. Thank you. Hello.
Street name.
Most
Lickable. Lickable.
1, 2, 3.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Well, hey, you know what? We haven't done a Sunday recording in quite a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all my fault. Sorry, guys.
Not a
It's all
problem.
right. It's all right. Nobody's pointing any fingers. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, it's we used to do our recordings on Sunday mornings. And I thought, oh, this will be like old school, going back in time. And now I'm like,
Yeah, exactly.
did it have to be the time change weekend also? So cool. All right, guys, let's do the round table and start with the reason why we're here today. Jason, what you got going on your channel and or bench?
Well, we're still plugging away at those Saturday night stash spotlight videos. And I'm in the process of talking about building a race car transporter or something, right? So I talked about the Meng F350 a couple weeks ago, and then the Wes's Model Car Corner trailer. And now I'm going over a couple of ideas that are bouncing around up here in the empty noggin for what could go on the trailer. So that's just for the channel. As far as on the bench, I finished the Jag. I'm very happy with that. That came out really nice, I think. And I'm this close on your appreciation group build, Brian. This close.
Are you a lot closer now that you found that tire?
So after buying a replacement set from Zoom On, my wife conveniently found the missing wheel and tire. But it's okay. I think the ones from Zoom On look better anyway.
Did they come in already?
Oh yeah, they're on the car.
Really? I thought those were the kit ones.
No, this is together. The only thing I have left to do is put on the lenses, the headlight lenses and stuff, and a couple of other little fiddly bits, and she'll be done. So
Right on, man. I'm looking forward to seeing that in completion.
yeah. Other than that, just preparing for the next build.
Gotcha. Can you say what the next build is, or is that a
Yeah,
secret?
Nope, not a secret. We're gonna start on the Rally Cool rally car group build.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how your voice goes, BG. When we talk about that, it goes all porno.
How you doing? Rally car build. Yeah.
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 It's also allergies.
Oh, okay. That can help.
Yeah.
Chuck, sir, what about you, my friend?
I am trying to finish up that 68 Darge for the USAC build, and it's really close. I gave a teeny little peek at it in the video, so
Oh, okay, good.
no unveil, but a teeny peek. Of course, I have the 37 Ford all mocked up, and I want to really jump on that and hit it pretty hard when I'm done with this. But before that, I have to get that small scale group build that me and you are in,
Hmm.
and I got 2 of those to do. So we're gonna get that done. I have the Camaro done, or not done. Duh.
Done.
Started cutting up on that, the 68 or 69 Camaro. What else do I got? I've been 3D printing some figures. I'm gonna do a figure pretty soon.
Oh, cool.
And of course our rally car build. I'm gonna have to start that pretty soon. I'm in a lot of group builds, which I usually try to only do a couple. So I have to slow down on group builds so I can get some of my own stuff done, man. I kind of found out about your group build, the appreciation build, a little late, and couldn't really get in that because I have so many builds going on. So hope you understand.
I know you appreciate me. You gave me a really cool hat a couple weeks ago, so that's cool.
Yeah. So what else? Yeah, I mean, just chugging along. Susan's building more than me. She's getting more done than I am. So she's a warrior.
That's awesome.
So
what is she working on? You want to share that?
She is working on a 67 Camaro. She finished up her 69 Camaro, I think, for our group build for the club.
Really?
Yeah, she started it way early though, I think.
Okay. I haven't even cracked the plastic on my box yet.
Yeah. Also, she's finishing up her 38 Ford, and I think she's going to start the Foos truck next.
Oh, sweet.
So
that's going to be killer.
She's actually way zooming past me.
Well, you need to retire. That'll solve that.
She will have. She's not even retired. She's gonna have my stash finished before I can even start the 10th model.
She wants that space back. She figured out how to get that closet back. Right. Build it all.
her stash is like building up too.
That's awesome. Mrs. BG got a chance to build up her stash, but we'll get to that in a second. Thank you very much, Chuck. Matt, what about you, sir?
Well, yes, I have been tinkering. I'm trying to get my USAC dart done, and I'm really way behind, and we've got just a few hours left. It's due next week, a week from today.
Yep.
As far as we are recording, so I got a lot of work to do this week.
I'll be done.
Insert Ralphie here. Oh, fudge.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah. I had like way too many distractions this past month with a couple other projects I had to take care of and whatnot. Anyways, that's how it rolls. So we'll see. I'll have something. So that has now kind of occupied my space on the bench, and over on the channel, I found one of the distractions over the past few days has been that Don Farney tribute build that I found at Andy's and kind of reconstructed, and I did video on it, and I took it to the meeting last night that none of you were at. Jeez.
You didn't want me there last night.
So I've been playing around with that. Got that out. It looks good enough. I mean, it was in pretty bad shape, so I could. The rear suspension was so bad, I ended up taking the tires and literally just gluing them up in there. I wanted it to at least sit there and look like what it's supposed to. And the only outing it'll ever have is what I did last night, taking it to the model meeting. Now it'll go into a case and will be placed up on my mantle up here with other special modeling things in a nice, tribute and whatever. Looks cool up there, and just a reminder of a model that I soon will be trying to recreate, which I before I found it was wanting to do. You can all see that on my video. I did the video on that, and I'm getting ready to put out the video on our club meeting last night where you see it on the table, all assembled. And moving on to as soon as I get the USAC build, I think I'm going to start on the Don Farney tribute build. So I really would like to have that, and I really want this thing to be, I want to build this thing. I want it to go to Acme is my plan. I just knocked all my model kits over I had ready to ship. So hopefully if I get to go to Acme this year, I will have it done and it looked pretty and everything. I can take it to that, or it'll just go the following year. But it's definitely a model I want to take to that and whatever other shows I want to go to. So I want this thing to be rocking good and maybe finished. Maybe.
Nice.
That's the key. If I can finish it, that would be fantastic. And that's what I got going on.
Right,
Nice.
buddy. Subscribe.
Yeah, I had a guy. Actually, he asked me, "Are you ever gonna finish a model?" And I said, "Probably not." So, like and subscribe.
Was that me?
The gift that keeps on giving, my friend.
Was that me that asked you that question?
It was. Are you liked and subscribed?
Yeah,
I did.
I'm subscribed, but I'm not liked.
No.
Who is?
All right. Well, I hear you guys silently asking, what do you got going on your bench, BG? Well, I'll tell you. Nothing. Because we were on vacation for 10 whole days.
Woo.
And we drove up to Northern California to see family and some friends. And I put 2,060 miles on the car on that trip. As a matter of fact, we actually scheduled an oil change for the car on the way home so that we could swing and have it taken care of. But that was a lot of seat time, but we had a blast popping around California, seeing some friends. Went out to Bodega Bay, watched the water crash against the rocks. I freaking love that, man. That's like a total reset for me. And then as we were blasting along, we stopped in to Burbank House of Hobbies in Burbank, California.
How was
That
that?
place
Nice.
is a grail store for me. We finally got a chance. Jealous, good, as you should be. And was highly recommended by a couple of good buds. Joe from Mad Genius and Ben from Ben Builds. They're in the area, so they're like, you got to stop in. So I did. And I was texting you guys some pictures and stuff. And I also texted our friend Joel at Iceman. And he's like, did you see any celebrities there? And I'm like, no, I didn't. He goes, yeah, well, sometimes celebrities will stop in there. And you guys told me that was like Steven Spielberg has been known to be there and stuff. I was like, well, I guess I'm the only celebrity that was there that day.
Did you do a video?
No, we were only there. We were only there for 30 minutes because that's how long we were allowed to park out front. But I tell you what, dude, we went from Burbank to Riverside where our hotel was. That took 2 hours to get there and it was like 40 miles or some jazz.
Compare Burbank Hobbies to Pegasus Hobbies.
The new Pegasus, they have a lot more stuff because they have a bigger area. But Burbank is a tiny little store, but they've been around since 1953.
Wow.
And they, you know how all of us, listeners included, are getting really creative with stacking stuff so that you can get the maximum storage space for your stash. That's how this store is. It's like it was sensory overload everywhere I looked, and they had some of the most amazing airplane models hanging from the ceiling. They was just, oh man, it was awesome. But while we were there, Mrs. BG picked up a couple of kits, and they're like 132nd by Arii. Arii, and they're super cute little cars and like little K cars from Japan. And she fell in love with those. And we got home. That's why I was asking you guys, where do you guys get your stuff out of Japan? Like Hobby Link Japan or one of the other ones. So she went onto the website and she found like they had all of those cars for I think $6 each.
Oh, nice.
$6 US. So next thing I know, I got a thing on my phone saying you've spent money. I look at it, I'm like, holy but Jesus. Well, it was in yen.
Yeah.
But I was like, what the hell did you order? So she's like, I ordered, and she went down the list. She ordered like 6 or 7 of those model kits to put in her stash. But she wants to get back in the building. And she's got time right now, waiting for work to start up again. So she's got time right now, and she's like, I think these little 132nd kits are going to be the thing to get her started again. So I'm like really hoping that inspires her to get moving.
Very cool.
So yeah, so that was basically it. I mean, I still got my little Mini Cooper from the small scale deal that Chuck was just mentioning.
I love that thing, dude. That's awesome.
This is looking really good. Thank you, man.
That looks nice.
Got some of the
Really
decals
cool.
on there, but I will be working on this during our live stream today.
I envy
this
you.
afternoon.
Ooh.
So, well, it's about time you should start envying me, Chuck.
Yes. I wish I had that.
I always get cocky when I come back from the coast.
Yeah, you're absolutely impossible when you come back.
Yeah, it's like Chuck after he comes back from a show. So,
Jeez. Not quite as bad. I'll give you that.
pardon me, a cruel chuckle. And the dart bag. I was sitting here looking at me going, why have you forsaken me? I'm like, sorry, dude. I'm working on it. So
That thing's coming out cool too, though.
yeah, thank you. I just want to do a good job with it. I don't want to rush it. So I know we had like 600 months to get it done, but I don't know. Maybe we need to push Matt down at a gas station this time.
It's okay. Listen, you guys can't all be overachievers like me.
Right.
That's right. The overachiever. No.
I'm
Gotta have
ambitious,
those builds.
Not that ambitious.
No,
Gotta have the most completed builds. Gotta have the highest blood sugar. I mean, Jason's just surpassing us all.
Now
Yeah, exactly.
Down. Jeez. You post that picture of that Jaguar you're working on. Holy crap, dude! That paint Jaguar.
Right.
I can mute you.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that.
It's pronounced jugular.
Yeah, exactly. And I go right for it.
Love it. Just like a real Jag. Yeah. No, that thing was beautiful, man. That was the perfect paint color for it, and you polish it up so that it's twice as good. I swear, Mr. Tamiya came up with that color specifically for that car.
I know.
Yeah, I gotta go get that color. That's beautiful.
I had that color in my paint stash. I'm like, what the hell am I going to put this on? And then I ended up doing a 1/18 scale Duesenberg Hubley kit. So I did silver in that maroon color.
Oh yeah, I bet that looked great.
It came out pretty good, and I loved how that laid down and on that large scale build. So that was great. And then you're like, I'm going to do this Jag, and I'm like, oh, that's got even better curves. So that's going to be sweet.
Yeah, it did come out very nice.
Thank you for not doing metallic yellow or something like that on there.
Or limelight green.
Yeah, that's safe for darts.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, that guy.
Oh wow.
Looks like a bottle of Gatorade on wheels.
Dude, I love this thing, dude.
You're breaking the rules.
Yeah.
It's not done, is it?
It's not done.
There you go. It's not done.
My heart was skipping a beat while it was tilting back and forth.
I know, right?
I know. Remember the gravity thing, Chuck. Jeez.
And you made yours extra heavy with the batteries.
that way it falls faster.
It's gotta
get it done.
Max velocity sooner.
As earlier when he was talking about jumping on the next build and like really going after it, I was like, wow, dude, okay, is that what we're doing now? We're stomping on our stuff?
Makes me think of the Bushwhackers from the WWF, you know?
I love the Bushwhackers.
Would they march in like this or something like that?
Yes, they did.
Yeah. That was great. Let's see. Cool. Well, glad we all got that out of the way. Let's move on to the Northeast Model Car Report. What have you got to share with us, sir?
All right. So I've got a few shows in the queue to talk about, and then a fairly good amount of upcoming kits that don't have really release dates yet. So, but let's start with shows. So next one in line is going to be March 15th, the Pacific Northwest Model Car Fest. And that is presented by the Scale Auto Builders Association, held at the Holiday Inn Airport, 8439 Northeast Columbia Boulevard in Portland, Oregon. Then after that, March 23rd, Model Cars and Coffee, hosted by Ricky Wallace Jr. And that's going to be held at the Leesport Farmers Market, 312 Garnet Church Road, Leesport, Pennsylvania. And this show is becoming very much talked about.
Yeah,
Good.
very
Yeah.
much. There's quite the buzz.
I'm hearing lots and lots of chatter about the show, so that's very cool.
I have too.
That is a Model Cars and Coffee, so there's no awards to be handed out. It's just kind of like a hangout, which is really cool. I think there needs to be more of those, to be honest with you.
There does. There
Yep,
absolutely
that leads into the theme of today's show.
absolutely.
That it does.
And just so everyone knows, everybody's wondering who's this Ricky Wallace Jr. is. He's been a winner down in the Southern Nationals, the Acme show, and he's quite a scratch builder.
Nice.
Yeah, not many of those left.
Not many.
No, so that's really cool. Okay, so next show in the list, March 29th, the Mile High Open, hosted by the Outcast Plastic Modelers, and it's being held at the Forney Museum of Transportation in Denver, Colorado. Go check out this show. It's this is their Grail venue. I guess we could say that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what Chris said. Huh?
And I am lucky enough to be able to get in, and I was able to sponsor a class. So you'll see my name and channel logo on the best drag straight line competition class this year.
Right on.
Nice.
So go check it out. Now, here's a show that I was told by a friend of mine that I'd forgotten, and I had. And it's a show that's in my backyard. April 6th, Down East Con 2025, hosted by the Southern Maine Scale Modelers IPMS chapter, being held at the Sanford Memorial Gym, 678 Main Street, Sanford, Maine. That's the show that's 20 minutes from my house, and I had completely forgot that it was even going to be held. Actually, Tim was like, you didn't mention Down East Con. And I was like, oh, holy cow, you're right. I didn't. I completely forgot about that show. But again, nothing in the noggin.
Nothing in the noggin. Jeez.
Then after that, April 12th, FleaCon 21, Call of the Wild. That's hosted by IPMS Alexander. I hope I'm saying this name right. And if I'm not, I apologize. Alexander Lipschitz. The theme is animal names, and it's held at the Bernadette Center, 766 North Maple Street, Monticello, Iowa.
Oh, animal names like a jaguar.
Or yes,
Jaguar.
or a jaguar.
Jaguar.
A jaguar.
Jaguar.
Jag I ain't.
Holy cow!
All right, I'll just say Jag.
All
I wish
right.
you would.
You might as well. You say Porsche. I mean, you only use half the word.
Oh, so does Matt.
Well, yeah, for the year. Continue, Jason.
It's gonna be a
Please.
long year.
Like, talk now.
April 12th, the Desert Scale Classic, presented by the Cactus Car Modelers Club, held at the Phoenix Baptist Church Building, 5757 North Central Avenue, Phoenix, Arizona. It's a show local to you guys.
Yes, it
Mhm.
is.
And again, 20 minutes from us.
20
About a
minutes.
half an hour.
Lots of shows happening on April 12th. The third one would be Can-Am Con 25, presented by the IPMS Champlain Valley and the Mount Mansfield Scale Modelers. That's held at the National Guard Armory in Williston, Vermont. The theme is British Invasion. Heather and I will also be at that show. So if you're in the Vermont area, I guess, come on by and say hi. I don't know.
Vermont.
Vermont-
Everything. How big can it be?
Vermont is like in between. It's its own thing. It's like in between what I picture as New England and New York.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I mean, Vermont is part of New England, but
So it's like the gasket between New York and New England.
It's sort of.
Sorry,
Sort of.
Vermont. I apologize. Please don't send me any hate mail.
Vermont is a very beautiful state, I must admit. Then last on the list, April 26th, the granddaddy of them all, 37th annual NNL East, presented by the Tri-State Model Car Club and held at the Wayne Pal Building 1, Pal Drive, Wayne, New Jersey. This year's theme, circle track vehicles, and the sub-theme is race team transporters.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting about the
You're missing
racing
it,
transporters.
That's why you want to build that.
No, it's
No.
not, because I can't go.
I'm not going.
Well, then you should wait till you can go.
I'm missing this year. So, yeah, you're right. I probably should wait and build that.
Can you just pull a string or two, send an email, ask them if they can put that off until next year? I'm sure they could.
Hey.
Yeah,
You got that kind of power.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Yeah, maybe. No, I got that kind of power. You kidding me?
Yeah, you do. I'm sitting at Andy's the other day, and some guy that knows you comes walking in.
Oh, yeah. I actually wanted to hear about that more. He's a
He
cool
never said
kid.
anything good,
He's
but
an
he
awesome,
knows you.
awesome builder.
Oh, well, good. Then my reputation precedes me.
Yeah. No, he showed me a picture of a class award that you sponsored that he won with that. What was it? It was a 53 Ford pickup. Amazing model. I cannot, I'm not good with names. Again, nothing in the noggin. But his name's Mike, and he's on Instagram, and he goes by Shithammer on.
He does. Yes, he does.
Awesome models.
There's a story behind that name, I'm sure.
Oh, I bet. I didn't.
Yeah.
I wish I had more time to talk with him. It was fun.
Mike, if you're listening to us, please write in. Let us know what that backstory is on that.
Did I say Mike or did I say Mark?
You said
You
Mike.
said Mike. I think it's Mark.
It is Mark.
Yeah.
Okay, Mark, if you're also listening.
Sorry, Gigi.
Yeah, I really hope we get an email from a Mike that says, I got no idea what's going on. Yeah, very, very talented builder and a very nice guy. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
I think it's hilarious that people from across the country are like, hey, I met someone that knows you today.
What was great, I just got to tell you this. Sorry. What was great about the encounter with him is he was like, and it was total chance. He happened to be in town for the weekend. I happened to be at Andy's, and he couldn't believe I was there and all that. So he's a regular viewer of mine and us and listener and all that stuff. And the thing is like he came there because he watched my video of the stash, and that's how he discovered Andy. Because Andy goes, "Oh, you watch my?" And he goes, "No, I watch his." I found you through. Like I look at Andy and go,
That's amazing.
It's the first time that's ever happened.
Right.
It is.
He's a pretty good builder. I'm looking at some of his stuff right now.
Oh
Yeah, dude. He is a pretty good builder.
Yeah.
Is this him right here?
Shithammer_art. Yep.
Oh, that's a VW.
Yeah.
Quality. Oh, that's
VW
cool.
truck.
He is a very
Wow,
good
guys,
builder.
check him out.
Yep. Yeah, everybody go over to Instagram to and give him a sub
Yeah,
or
definitely.
whatever they call it on Instagram, a sub or a follow or whatever.
Of course, this doesn't look good,
Look
but
at
if you can
that.
see,
Yeah, dude, killer.
VW
that's the award
motor
that
factory.
Jason sponsored, and that's a really cool.
Dang.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Wow, this guy's got a good imagination.
Mike
Yeah.
/ Mark, whoever you are.
builder.
I wish I
Mr.
had gone to
Shithammer.
Andy's and met you also, dude. That would have been cool. But
Great.
Yeah,
What
guess I
about-
was at the wrong hobby shop.
yeah. Yeah. Chuck was- Me too. I was in Burbank.
Yeah, right. Me too. I was at Hobby Emporium.
Oh yeah, dude. This is the time of year to be at Hobby Emporium too, right? Because they do that
no,
sale.
Chuck was at the Tucson
Yeah,
hobby shop
that's what I
at the
said.
time.
Yeah. No.
Wrong hobby
So-
shop. But I spent
I don't
quite a bit of
listen to
money
you,
there.
Chuck.
Yeah. Well, no, you're talking about May 1st to June 31st.
Oh, it's in May. I'm sorry. I thought it was
Yeah,
March.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'm not going to say what it is as of right now, just in case it doesn't come to fruition. But I found a true Holy Grail kit at Hobby Emporium, last time I was in there, and I need to have a bit of a discount to buy it. So I'm praying it's still there. And if it is, and I'm able to pick up this kit, you guys will hear about it. But I don't want to jinx myself, and I don't want to say what it is until like I actually have it.
Did you lick the kit box and put it back on the shelf? Because that seals the deal.
No, I did not. No,
Go back and do it.
Oh, you wrecked it.
Go back and do it.
Go back and do it.
It's like, did you hide it behind other boxes? I'm like, no, the box is like this big. How am I going to hide that behind other boxes?
A bunch of little boxes in front.
I just can't. Okay, I'm going to help you out here, Jason. I can't believe you're wanting to build a ship model as a Holy Grail kit.
Yeah.
Throwing people off the scent.
Yes, exactly. Throw people off the scent.
Fired.
That would take a long time, probably.
I know. It could. It really could.
And a lot of space.
Oh, shoot.
And a lot of space.
Because I've always wanted to build the Titanic.
I actually have two. I've always wanted to build the Titanic as well. But where the heck am I going to put? So I would have to.
The reason why I want to build it is because if I stick it on the top shelf and it falls, it's beautiful.
It is. It is. It'd be an accurate representation.
It actually represents it very well.
Jason, I've got an idea. You need to build the Titanic post-sinking so you have half in your room and half in the front room.
Nice.
I mean, that solves your space issue, right?
It does. Yes, exactly. It does. Very good. Okay, let's move on.
Let's.
There's more?
Let's move. No, this upcoming kit.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so early March, which is now.
Right now, actually.
The Revell 1929 Ford Model A hot rod pickup with the California Street Chopper.
Yes, I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes, and if you go back, which I'm sure none of you will, if you go to my Sunday Model Cars and Coffee video that actually posted today, I showed an original release buildup of that kit.
Oh,
yes. Yes, we are special. And then in May from Mobius Models, guess what, Chuck? Not the Chevy trucks. The 1970 Ford F-350 Ram truck. That's coming out. The 1971 lifted Ford F-250 Custom. That looks like a pretty cool kit.
Ooh, lifted.
Yeah,
huh?
It's lifted. It's got roll bars, off-road lights, winch bumper, winch. It's like a lifted old Ford truck.
What year's the body style again?
1971.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. 8-foot bed. Yeah, it's. I might actually buy that kit.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering about that.
And then they finally gave us a date for those two 1965 Chevy 2 Novas that were delayed for whatever reason forever. Those are coming out in May as well.
Okay.
Now, I have a little bit of a list from first starting with Revell. These were like teaser photos were sent out all over the place. No date on any of this stuff, but I figured I'd mention it because it was the hot topic of the week.
I used to shop there.
What's that?
I used to shop there.
At the Hot Topic?
Yeah.
Me too. It's where you get some pretty cool t-shirts there.
Yeah, get some nice crop tops.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm 6'7", everything's a crop top.
Exactly. So the Revell Fiero GT.
Yes.
These are all Revell, I should say. Let's cut this. The Fiero GT. I might be interested in that kit because I've never had one.
Mm-hmm.
The 1991 Chevy S10 Lowrider.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep, that's another maybe. The Lamborghini, forgive the butchering of this name, Revelto? Sound right?
Yeah, it's close enough for me.
Close enough. Yeah, it's close enough. That's coming out. The High Roller Chevy Love four-wheel drive pickup. Yes, I would. That one could be cool. The 1964 GTO.
Yeah, I actually
love
have the
that
monogram. That's a 124 scale, isn't it?
Yeah, that's that mono. That
I have the monogram issue.
that's a very, very nice kit.
It is a very nice kit.
Oh,
it's
good.
a
Okay,
really
good.
nice kit. But I've got one or two already.
Yeah.
The Captain Hook 1979 GMC Wrecker. That's a pretty cool kit, except it's not super detailed. It's very low parts count. It's got like
That's a cool name for that truck.
It is a
Yeah.
well, it was a real tow truck, kind of like a production, almost show tow truck, and that has been. It's actually a snap kit.
Yeah.
But it's very nice. It really is very nice, and it's cool
Right.
that they're doing it. Because the last few times it's come out, it just was just a Chevy tow truck or a GMC tow truck, I believe it is. But this version is now, it's going to have the decaling and everything for the Captain Hook.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
The way it was
So
produced.
did they get the licensing back for that again, or is it one of
They
those?
must
type of
have
things?
something if they're doing that. And there was a back in the early 80s when I first moved here to Phoenix, there was a mobile station down the street from me that had one of those. I remember it was a beautiful looking tow truck.
Okay, really. That's neat.
I would love to see a comparison build up between. Matt just mentioned that that's a snap kit and everything, but we know there are people out there amongst us as well that can take a snap kit and do some cool stuff with
Oh,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to see
Yeah.
somebody do a really sweet buildup of one of those and compare it to a really cool buildup of the Mobius wrecker truck. Also,
That would be pretty neat. That
I
would
know
be
the
really-
Mobius kit has more detail and stuff, but you can do a lot with one of those snap kits because there's like a blank canvas, so to speak.
True story.
Sorry
Yep.
to
I
interrupt.
have one of those,
No.
but I think I might have to get one of these new ones coming out because I want those decals.
Right.
Yeah. And then last on the Revell list is the 24 Mustang GT. That's an actual snap kit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And then Tamiya has a bunch of upcoming kits. If you go to the Tamiya USA website, you'll see that they have the listing of their stuff. It'll say upcoming. Doesn't give a date, right? Really annoying. But the Toyota GR Supra Custom, that's the newest body style Supra
Oh,
with the GR Custom. It's like a special body kit and wheels and stuff like that. That's a pretty nice kit. I'd like to get that. Actually, I'd like to get all of these. The Mercedes-Benz 500 SEC Coupe.
500 SEC. Okay. Oh,
That's a full detail kit. That's
Oh,
pretty
nice.
sweet.
yeah. Okay.
That's
I can
pretty
see
sweet.
myself building that.
Yeah. The Porsche 962C in Jägermeister livery.
Classic.
Classic. The 1983 Honda Prelude XX,
Oh, the XX.
Wow.
which is hilarious because I sent Billy Strange a picture of that on Instagram and said, I can't wait for this. And he's like, oh, dude, I have one of those. I'm like, of course you do.
Yeah, he's got the real one. It's in his garage.
Right. That and the Audi Quattro street version. Yeah, dude. There's a lot of cool stuff coming from Tamiya this year, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to buy all of it.
There's a lot of cool parts out there to 3D print for Audis. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that is all I have for this episode for the Northeast Model Car Report.
That was a tense one.
That was a good one. You know what? I just want to say that I'm really happy to see Revell repopping some of those kits.
Yeah.
I am too.
Because we
Yeah.
all know that round 2 is famous for doing that, which is great. We all love it, but it's nice to see Revell doing that as well.
Yeah. I'm excited for the Fiero and the S10. Realistically,
Yeah,
'cause
I am surprised at the Fiero. That's really cool that's coming out.
Is it like, are we coming up on an anniversary for the Fiero? Perhaps.
I think
that is a
so.
good
85?
question, but I do not know.
Because it could be like the 30 or 40 year anniversary of when it came out. Because it was like 85 when it came out.
That kit, yeah. But
Yeah.
I think the Fiero hit the streets in 84, so we passed the Fieros.
Okay.
But the kit, yeah, the 85, that would be, 40 years.
Ugh.
Talk to Onyx about it. He knows everything about Fiero.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Onyx Fiero would be the best guy to
He's
talk to about
excited
that.
He's excited about that.
He needs 5 of
Yeah.
those, right? He's gonna get
Yeah,
5.
even though
exactly.
he has 5 cases of them.
Yeah. Well, look, watching his channel is how I learned that the original issues of those kit were molded in red, and
Yeah,
I believe the
Ugh.
new issue is molded in white,
of course.
which is
And it
really
was only released once in the 80s, so this is the first time it's ever been re-released.
But
yeah.
it was also released by MPC as well
Well, yeah, it's
in a
a
125th scale. And I had one of those, but I ended up selling it. I didn't
Huh.
want to sell it.
how you are. And I did videos on those NPC ones, in case anybody wants to know.
Yeah.
And I watched the thumbnails for those.
Oh, and I appreciate that.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you
Those
very much.
thumbnails just a picture?
Yeah,
Just a picture.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
but I got the
Okay.
picture.
Yeah.
Long as he knows and at least
Well, I
acknowledge
mean,
it.
Matt does a video, and then he calls me up. He goes, "Oh, I did this really cool video. You got to watch it." And then he tells me about everything that goes on in the video for 4 hours, and I'm like, "I don't need to watch it now. Thank you."
Yeah, I take care of that for him.
Yeah,
Nice.
I appreciate that. It's like listening to an audiobook of
Yeah.
his channel.
Payment. That's the payment you have to give to be my
Uh,
or I have to give for whatever.
it's the Luka
I'm
C
sorry.
tax.
The Lucas tax. Oh man. Okay. Moving on
My friend.
before we get into taxes. Let's see. Chuck, what have you got for the 3D printing world, sir?
Oh, we got some stuff. So we'll start with Scale Speed Garage. Pro Street effing everything. I don't want to say the word on our family show. That's the title of his new.
Oh yeah, that
release.
word's never been said on this show.
No.
So
F
available
stands for
now
family.
for member download is the SSG 047 and 048. That file packs out. That one is the brand new drag parts 1 and 2 are now available for download. AMT Nova Pro Stock chassis, but with more details, more options, and more sizes. 5 different chassis. Think from Volkswagen Bug to full size pickup. Okay, so you'll be able to Pro Street the world. Fred Henry. That's it.
Street the world. That's what I say.
So
That's what Fred Henry's saying.
full adjustable wheelbase. It's got chassis styles round and bent for transmission tunnels, which is kind of cool. 4-link and leaf spring rear end suspension, so it gives you options. And a fab 9-inch rear end housing. So I'm going to print that. I'm probably going to start supporting that file today. I want to see what it's like. We'll let you know. So then he's got the Pro Street effing everything group build going on. Build the wildest, most off-the-wall Pro Street using the SSG and VCG resins Pro Stock chassis. So that's actually going on. Also included is aluminum racing seats, pedal style front brakes, master cylinders, offset distributor drive, 2 styles of Boyd wheels, 6 sizes. So that's kind of cool. And the next one that's coming out, this is the one I'm excited for, and I've seen a lot of people ask about it, is the next bonus for the Pro Elite members would be the SSG 048B dragging it out. That is Arius Hemi heads, big block Chevy, crank mounted Pro Charger, Hillborn injection intakes, Brodix heads, valve covers, plus Hemi head, Chevy small block as seen in the photo, which is this. I just printed the Chevy, the drag racing Chevy engine. It's on my printer now, and that thing's pretty detailed, man. I really like it. So file pack's coming soon for the 49th file pack. Our steering wheel, seats, consoles, etc. and it shows a racing seat on the thing, which I'm kind of excited for that. I like interior stuff too. And for 50, it's going to be semi truck. So if you guys are all into semi truck stuff, and I am once in a while, it's fun to build the semi truck. So anyway, that's it for Scale Speed Garage. Let's move on to VCG Resins. Josh, his stuff. So he is printing that DRCE engine, and the kit is now available. We are putting the finishing touches on the Mickey Thompson wrinkle wall drag slicks. They should be available pretty soon. He has the Nova drag front clips and back halves in production. Those are in production for the new release. 2 new Ford engines not released yet. No time on that yet. So and also they will be doing the Mile High Open on March 29th. So me and BG are going to be there. You're going to go there, right, Brian?
Oh yeah, we got tickets and hotel room and rental
Cool.
car and all that fun stuff.
And he's going to have a vendor table there, so stop by and say hi to Josh, guys. So that's it for Josh and VCG Resins. Let's move on to Iceman. He's got the new Woodlight headlights out. Have you guys seen those?
Oh, those are awesome.
Those are
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
I have the file to make them, but man, those are awesome headlights. So he has those out, and he has 4 different dolly sets out. You guys seen that? That's all over Facebook. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
And he's got new black paint for that leather look out. So check out his website and for that black leather paint. He's also got the tournament build off on Facebook group. So it's almost time to begin that.
And we're helping sponsor that too.
Yes, we are. So he says, don't forget to use the podcast discount, podcast 12. And also he wants to make a note that they'll be closed 3/12 through 3/17.
Okay.
So they'll be in DC, I guess. So, and that's it for 3D news. So
Sweet. All right. Thank you very much, man.
3D news. It's 3D news. That was the 3D news. Breath team in there for you.
We don't need Paul Schaefer anymore. Cancel that email. All right. That brings us to super sweet stash shelf stuff. Let's start that with Matt.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Ah, boy.
Actually, so I'll try to go through this as slow as possible. I haven't been adding to my stash really a lot lately, and then bam, this past couple of weeks I've added quite a few. So first of all, I just picked up over at Andy's from that stash that people may have seen in my video of the stash when
wait, you did a video on that?
Guest in there. Yes, you were about to say.
Okay. Yeah.
see the thumbnail.
Okay.
Yeah. Seen the thumbnail.
The famous, with Matt Hay. I grabbed that kit that we were looking at, him and I, of his car. I've been wanting to get one of these for a while. It's the Matt and Debbie Hayes.
Now I gotta change what I was going to talk about. Damn it!
So, well, you can still talk about it, but yeah. So I picked that up because that is a car I want to build. I don't know why, but I've been wanting to get the newer kit to build because I have the original, and well, newer one's better, and their decals be better. Then, Mike Chawla, our friend over here that has been the model kit dealer for decades here in Phoenix. I did a little bit of horse trading with him, and I got some pretty cool kits. But one that I've been wanting to get a second of is
That is really
Oh,
cool,
yeah, dude.
Revell Mustang GTO, the Fox Body Motorcraft.
I would have bought that.
Yeah, I got it. And that's my second one. But I love that. I love that kit. And then
Now, just a quick thing, Matt.
yes.
Don't you have a starter kit version of that?
I do.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
And that's kind of what I want to do. I want to do I remember seeing this in Scale Auto back in the day. Ding, 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 ding. That somebody had. There was a pictorial of the 24 scale one and the little scale one, the 43rd scale one from Starter. So I kind of want to do that too. That'd be fun. Will I? Who knows? But it's nice to know that I have them. And then I got also from that a couple of the ASA kits, because we never have enough of these. They're hard to find these days. I got the Darrell Waltrip, it's still sealed, ASA Superflow Camaro, and I got the Butch Miller number 52 Lane Automotive white Camaro from the ASA. These kits are interesting, I'll say that. They are kind of tricky to build, but boy, they are really detailed, and they look like what the cars were back in the day.
Back in the day.
In the mid 80s.
Ding, ding.
And one last one I'll throw in there. It was a kind of gifted to me last night by our friend Dan Doan, which means a whole ton to me. It's kind of started, but it's all, or it wasn't built up actually.
Nice.
Is this Monza? Because we were talking about Monzas, and I have a couple of them, but I don't have them with that nose. This is like the 75. I think it's the 75 version. I wanted one with that nose because I want to build the Grumpy's Toy Camaro, and I had this kit. But this is the kit. I got this kit in the 5th grade in those, when we at Christmas time you trade, like kind of what we do in the model club.
Right.
And I got this kit, and it actually really was the first model car kit I built and finished, and my dad wasn't involved with it at all or anything. And I still have pieces of my original kit floating around in my model room. Still have pieces of it. And then I bought this kit again back in the late 80s from Tom New. And then we're at Tom New's house, and he gives me this. So the box art's real important to me. And I destroyed the other one too. So hopefully I got another chance of taking a crack at building the Grumpy's Toy Monza. And he was nice enough to give that to me. And I, thanked him because, Dando. And you know what, BG, the wheels and tires are in there.
Really? That's a rare. It's a rare.
Yeah,
That's
he
awesome.
made a point to say, and look, the big thick rear tires for the kid is in there too.
Oh, he does listen.
Oh, he listens.
Oh boy.
And that's what I brought home the past couple of weeks.
Right on. Let's see. Let's go to Jason.
All right. So I got another huge box of Zoom On stuff, which I will skip showing you guys. Just know that I got another huge box of Zoom On stuff. And I got a couple of kits. So I was able to purchase this Tamiya Supra because I love these cars regardless, right? This is a must-have kit for me, and I haven't been able to get it up until now. So
Nice.
we got that. And then thanks to our friend, Billy Strange, I got this kit it was quite literally a steal.
Dude.
That's
The
awesome.
Mercedes 300 SL. I want to build this kit for my club show coming up in October. One of the sub themes is Gone in 60 Seconds cars.
I know one you're building.
So
that's awesome, dude.
I was 2 days after I got this in the mail from Billy. I went down to see Tim, and Tim has this as a built up, and he pulled it out of the case and set it on the desk, and I'm like, I got to build that car. Like, I want to build that now. Yeah, this is just really, really cool. And I didn't know when Billy and I worked out the deal that we did. He said he was going to send it to me. I didn't know it was a full detail kit until it showed up. So that's really cool too.
Our good friend Mark Hubbard did one of those a few years ago, and he did an immaculate job with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he painted it this really cool, like dark blue color with a like almost like a teal and or turquoise interior. It was actually a real car that was done that way too, I think.
Oh, no
'Cause
kidding.
every time you see him like the box art red with the red interior with the silver outside. And but Mark did it. I was like, dude, it was so eye catching when I saw it on the table at the IPMS show.
Yeah.
And he handily kicked everybody's butt with that too.
Jay Leno owns one that is really neat, and actually I recently saw a video like a couple of days ago that makes me want to get that kit and build it.
That's
He's
awesome.
got one that spent its life as a race car, and it is beat, and he is not going to even there's like chunks this big of the paint off all the way to the metal. He said they just kind of cleared over to preserve the metal.
Oh, no kidding. That's
And
cool.
the
I'll have to.
number is still on the side of it. And he says, and what he says, he goes, and what's great about this car is I can go to the car hangouts and I can do this. And he just sits on it. He goes, it's great. I don't have to worry about it. So
No kidding. I'll have to look for that video.
I like the fact that like a race car like that, they just keep it as it was because it's telling the story of its life.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Yeah.
So
I see these cars always whenever they're built. They're silver with the red, right? But my vision is the racing white with the red interior.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. So
the one that Jay has is red and it's very dull and terrible looking.
Oh, that's cool.
It's beautiful.
Like tomato soup red. So the original Gone in 60 Seconds from 1974, whatever you built, are you modeling your build after that car, Jason?
Well, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
As the sub theme is both lists, so you can pick off of both lists, the original movie and the new movie. But I think I'm going to do the original car, and my goal is to get plates made with the name of the car.
Do you remember the name of the car?
I don't. Do you?
It starts with an M. It's like
it's written. I've got it. The list is written down. Each car with its name, respective name. But I don't remember what it is.
If it's not Eleanor, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, like I think it was like Mildred or something like that.
I think
Marilyn, maybe.
No, maybe Mildred. Mildred is like striking a chord with me, so that might be it.
Years and years ago, there was a group of guys on YouTube that started a Gone in 60 Seconds group build. So I wanted to join in, and I wanted to do that exact kit that you have.
Yep.
But on eBay, the prices for the 300 SL were like, I don't know. We didn't want to sell the house to buy a model kit type of thing. So I found the Italeri version, which was okay. It was, didn't have the opening doors.
Yeah.
But it did have full engine details. So I was very happy with that. It's an okay model. But yours is like king of the heat.
Nice. Yeah.
Dorothy.
Dorothy was the name?
No, he says name it Dorothy.
I looked it up for you.
Oh, it was Dorothy.
Oh, okay. I sure hope there was a Mildred on that list because Mildred
there was a Mildred. I don't know what it was, I think.
Oh, okay.
Okay. How funny is it that it's got the gull-wing doors and it's named Dorothy?
Yeah.
That's probably why.
Yeah, probably.
Which means I probably titled my video when I built that wrong. Anyway.
Nice way to go.
That's all I've got.
And the comments didn't correct you.
I'm sure they did. I just
don't read them.
That's a low blow, dude.
Yeah.
I'm blind in one eye and can't see in the other. All right, Chuck, what have you got, sir?
All right. I went to Ace hardware store yesterday. No, we didn't buy nails and we didn't buy hammers and we didn't buy any of that cool stuff that we do on an alternative hobby. But we did buy a couple kits. I bought this one.
Oh, nice.
Elemental.
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
I don't know what it means.
It means the sixth element.
Okay.
Oh, really?
It's an Ashima kit. Cool kit.
Yeah.
I like to collect the Lamborghini kits. Also, Susan had bought a kit down there, and she had bought that one.
Ooh,
Oh,
good
sweet.
choice.
So
Good choice.
that's a
Toyota
Toyota
86.
86.
By Oshima.
And of course, I hit their aftermarket stuff, and I bought a pile of aftermarket stuff.
Don't you love how they
And-
do their aftermarket stuff there?
Yeah.
It's
So
just
See?
bins.
And Ace Hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
There's two Ace Hardwares I know of that I've been in. One is the one that Chuck went to down in Tucson, and then there's one in Berkeley, California, that my uncle used to go to all the time and told us about. So yeah, Ace Hardware stores used to have and still do in lots of places.
some of them sell gun ammo and all that too.
Wow.
So I've also been wanting to get these for a long time. I bought I don't know, maybe 15 of these different colors, the inks.
Inks?
Yeah, this
Does it
is
say
for
the inks?
Yeah, it's ink. You paint with it, airbrush with it.
Okay.
They're good for figures, and I'm into figures too, so they're probably good for car interior too. If you
Oh,
want
nice.
Yeah, no
translucent
kidding.
color.
That would be,
They're
that would
pretty
be very cool.
they're pretty bold colors, but they're kind of translucent.
Okay.
If that makes any sense. So I've been wanting to do it. A lot of people are using it, and yeah, I bought a bunch of that too. So we spent quite a bit of money over there just on small stuff. Also for my daughter, she's been building these bookshelf things. I don't know if you guys know about those.
Oh yeah.
Diorama bookshelf things. So I bought a couple of those over there too. I think that hobby maybe we'll get her into this one.
Oh, nice.
Like you really need to put a car in there.
Right.
They have one that's a garage.
Oh yeah.
And I thought of buying that one for her, but I bought her a couple of those over there, so which is cool.
Those look pretty cool. I like how sometimes people will light those up and then they'll stick them
Yeah.
in the bookshelf between books and stuff. It's just
Yeah,
a very cool way of doing stuff.
they're neat. They're really neat. That's all I have for this week. So I did do a video on a huge stash ad that I did at Andy's. So if you want to see all that stuff, I don't want to drag that into the podcast. It'd take quite a bit of time, 20 minutes or something. That we don't have that kind of time, but check that out at Chuck's Hobby Spot. You can see that stash ad. That's a bigger stash.
Yeah, you really scored some neat stuff.
Really cool vintage stuff over there. So yeah, if you want to see that, and I did get some Warhammer stuff over that same time period. So if you want to check that out, you guys know where to go.
Nice.
Thanks, Chuck. Let's see. So one thing that we got at Andy's from the stash collection that he got was, of course, the Matt and Debbie Hay Pro Street Thunderbird, still sealed. So pretty excited about that, and hoping that next time we get to bump into him, we'll have this on hand so he can sign it for us, because that would be kind of awesome. And while we were in Burbank, we discovered this kit on the shelf, and I actually had a Mini Cooper kit I wanted to buy because I love Mini Coopers, and I put the Mini Cooper back so I could get this kit, and that's this guy.
Nice.
Italeri Audi Quattro rally car with the red, silver, and black on the body. And no, you don't paint those. That's actually all decal.
I can't believe you put a Mini Cooper back.
I know.
Right? That's how much I wanted this guy.
Yeah.
So
You must
it's
have
not
really wanted that one.
it's not a full detail kit. It's a curbside, but I don't care because I love this car and this livery. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then when Jason mentioned that Quattro from Tamiya was coming out, I'm like, okay, I'll put another Mini Cooper back for that.
Right.
So yeah, it was good times. Good times were had. Cool, guys. Thanks for sharing your super sweet stash shelf stuff. And now it brings us to females. And I'm going to start off with one that was sent to us here just recently. And this is by, let's see here. This is by Mike Gordon. And he says, "Hello, guys. My name is Mike Gordon, and I would like to thank you and the guys for putting on a very interesting and informative show. I have been listening since day one and feel a little bit of a connection to the Model Car Mafia guys in 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I got to do my Homer Simpson, bacon.
Bacon.
In a kind of way, as I was also very good friends with Frank Bennett a long time ago. He was my band's first guitar player in the early 1980s in South Florida. Unfortunately for me, I never knew he built models until years later when I began to see his name in some of the model car circles I was around at the time. Anyway, I wanted to thank Luka for the very nice tribute to Frank's builds. Now to my question. I know it's been covered, but I'm not sure what episode it was about starting a YouTube channel and editing. What I'd like to know is how you guys make and receive shop cards and stickers. I'm trying to figure out as if I really want to be part of the model car community. I have a channel, but that's as far as I've gotten. Well, thanks for listening to my drivel, and I'll be looking forward to the next episode. Mike, P.S. If you wouldn't mind mentioning this show in the podcast, I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you for to meet all of you guys someday soon. So there we go, Mike. What do you guys?
What's his channel, Ben? Does he say a name of the channel, or is it just his name?
It does not actually say the name of the channel. You know what? That's weird. It doesn't say the name of the channel. I'm sorry.
Well, he might have a channel with nothing on it yet.
I've seen his and of course he's commented on my videos, so I think he can buy it.
So now shop cards, that's a very interesting thing to talk about because I don't know, are people kind of moving away from that nowadays?
I don't think so.
No?
I for one am. But I don't think the masses are.
Okay, because I'm still doing them, and I got. You know what? Hang on. Bear with. I've got this binder that weighs tens of pounds.
Oh,
yeah.
And this is all shop cards.
Yeah.
And this is one of those 3-inch thick binders. Every page in there is full. I actually have to get more pages to add more shop cards because I used to hang them on a wall, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I want to read the back of these or something like that, So I go through Vistaprint. They're very easy to work with. Yes, you probably have to pay a premium for it, but you can upload images very easily. And they have like a 2-week turnaround time because they're out of like Nova Scotia or someplace. But whatever you create, or have somebody create for you, because sometimes we have friends that can be better artists than I myself am. I send that stuff off to Vistaprint, and they print it off whatever quantity I want, and they ship it to me in a nice, pretty little box.
Yeah.
I would also suggest doing, and I'm showing this to the camera here, business card sized shop cards, so you can hand out a lot easier at shows. So
yeah, I would like to get some of that.
And then, if you really want to help out your channel, Mike, put a QR code on the back side of that people can scan with their phone. That'll take them to your channel right away, because that makes life easier. And as far as editing software goes, I use an app on my phone, and then also YouTube right now has a beta version of an editing program. It's only for your cell phones, but it works. I've started using that recently, and it works really, really well. And it gives you access to the free library for YouTube. What do they call it? Title-free music, whatever they call it.
Mm-hmm.
So keeps you out of trouble. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And we did a video of the NNL West show, and they were playing copyright music in the background through the whole thing. So unfortunately, we had to obliterate Mrs. BG's audio commentary of the recording, but we were able to put out the video, still get people to watch it, and I had the YouTube library playing through the entire thing. Some interesting song choices, I know, but I had to fill 22 minutes of video, so I had 22 minutes of audio.
Yeah,
it was better than Barnyard Sounds. So
this is true.
But people have been like, "What's wrong with Mrs. BG? Is she okay?" So
nice.
So yeah, that's my suggestion there. You guys have anything you'd like to add to that?
Well,
Just do it, dude. Just
Yeah.
get on there and start doing
Yeah.
it. And go on to, if you're involved in the Facebook groups, get on. The 4 of us have Facebook groups. There's a lot of model car builders on there. Link your video every time you do a video. Put up an announcement and link of your video off those Facebook. That's probably the best thing to use to really promote your channel and get people there. Then once people start watching your channel and keep up with the comments and all that stuff, that helps your algorithm and it gets people to keep on watching it, and then eventually it goes up into other people's feeds when they have that interest of model cars. It'll start popping up. It catches on. It really does it. It does it quite well if you just stay at it, keep on doing it. Just make videos and make them as interesting as you can to grab viewers. And once you start getting the viewers, it really starts taking off.
Yep.
Shop card, I've never done the shop card thing, so I have no advice on that. But one thing that I want to do, I like that business card thing. I always thought about doing that, but like we've talked about with the chips too. I'm definitely gonna get. We have it for our podcast here, and we like to give those out at the shows we go to. And I want to get my own chips. But having the business cards, chips are expensive, so you don't want to be handing those to everybody. You don't have 4 or 5 of them you hand out at a show. But go to shows, meet people, hand your card out to them with that great idea. What BG said is put the QR code. I'm definitely going to take that advice. I want to start doing that. And that's my advice to doing this. Just get on it, do it, and if you got one of these, you can have a YouTube channel.
So I should have turned the page, and the backside is actually the flyer for the show he's talking about.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know if Jason has this in his catalog yet, but this is for Saturday, June 7th, 2025, and it's the Southlands Model Car Swap Meet and Contest. So we'll have more detailed information about that in upcoming episodes. But thank you very much for sending that, Mike. And I'm sorry I didn't turn the page over and look at the backside, even though it was stapled.
Nice.
I'm going to talk to my copy boy about that. So there we go. And then next up is the granddaddy of emails here. It's not a Chris Sobek email, so it's not that long. But
yeah, that took its own episode.
Yeah, it took its own episode. As a matter of fact, speaking of episodes, we did do an email episode. So if you don't hear your email in this episode, we will have a special episode coming out for just emails and responses coming up soon.
By the way, we love Chris Sobek.
It's probably already out by the time they're listening to this one.
Oh, okay, cool. That's good.
Let's see to have it out today.
Oh, I'll have to go listen.
Yeah.
So
you weren't there.
Join. But hey, you know what? That's great, because then you can do a reaction video.
That's fantastic.
Do a reaction video.
Jason's like, thanks for the homework, man.
Yeah, right? Not gonna happen.
I appreciate your honesty, because I'm the guy that's like, I'll get to that. Yeah, I'll get to that. I'll get somebody on that. But let's see here. This is from Richard, and the subject is discussion topic: scale wars! !
Oh boy!
And he says, "Hello, gentlemen." No, he's not talking to us.
Couldn't be. No, got a different show.
Right. Okay. Moving on. No, just kidding. I'm writing to you en masse for the sake of efficiency, so please accept my apologies for the lack of personalization. I have a show discussion topic for all to ponder: scale wars. The premise is as simple as it is fictional. Imagine I have hired each of you as a consultant to my brand new, again fictional, scale model manufacturing company. I want to shake up the injection mold kit industry, and I'm relying on your knowledge and expertise. I am not interested in which kit you want made. That doesn't exist yet. is as in, and instead I want to focus on opinions on scale. Okay, so that's why it says Scale Wars. I'm tasking you each individually with 2 assignments in the discussion. Time and money are not considerations here. I'm wondering if Richard's an engineer, because this is kind of reading like an engineer brief. The most fictional part of all. Let's see here. He says, 1, you must, that's all capitals, you must eliminate a standard popular modeling scale from a genre of your choosing and justify your choice for the snarky minded amongst you. Box scale does not count. Dang, that was what I was going to say. Or they shouldn't have picked that scale. Let's see. And number 2, you shall, all caps, you shall replace the eliminated scale by adding a new scale for any modeling genre of your choice that you believe is not represented well in the industry or even at all. And you must tell me why I should invest in your idea or why you should have picked this scale instead. Remember, in the scenario, you are a pool of consultants competing with each other to have your pitch chosen. So bring your A game to your arguments. Same
thing to us.
Yeah, right. I know modelers can have strong opinions about their preferred scales, so I hope this is taken in the spirit of fun. But if a friendship or 2 gets dented, well, we can't let that stand in the way of progress. Good luck, and may the best arguments win. Rick Baker, Scale Model Outlier. P.S. Yes, I listen to all of your podcasts. P.S.S. For Mr. Basket, I live in Bloomfield, Colorado. Oh, that's so many different things. Okay. All right. So, Bloomfield, Colorado. Awesome. Okay, cool. Thanks for telling us where you're at. So, the task has been laid at our feet. I know that there's other podcasts that have actually tackled this, and they have lively discussions about it. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys think.
Jeez, should that be its own show?
I know, right? I mean,
I might have to prepare for that.
What do you think? Should we come back and use this as a topic later?
I think we should.
Okay.
It could go into all kinds of different stuff, but just like what's your favorite scale also and what you like to build. I mean,
it is a good
scale
subject.
is always really important.
Jason, what you think?
We can turn this into a show topic and kind of expand on it a little bit, I think, because there is lots to talk about when it comes to scale, for sure.
To be continued.
To be continued. Mike, Richard, we are going to, I'm calling everybody Mike today. That's Mike over there.
Hey, Mike, what's that, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Mikey.
Okay, so Richard, we are going to do an entire episode dedicated to your email, sir. So hopefully you stick with us. We'll have that coming up soon. We do have the next episode planned. We can't derail that one, so we're going to probably do that. This
is what we could do. We can make it episode number 227. That way he has to stick with this to 227.
Nice.
We have one listener.
Brilliant.
We have one listener that will always listen.
Right.
That's hilarious.
So it'll be up.
It's going to be one of them shows up to 227.
Actually, I'll take that a step farther because remember when we started, we decided if we get past 8, we're doing well. So it'll be 228 episodes.
That's funny.
There you go.
All right, so Richard, we're going to handle that one as properly as we can, sir. And thank you very much for writing in. And then last but not least, we have an email from Billboard Builds, and his subject is just an idea, and I didn't count. Right? Don't count Rust-Oleum.
Chat.
Boy. Yeah.
Chat.
Chat.
Ouch.
And he starts off with his classic opening. Hey, you guys. Just got done with episode 34 with Ted and Bill. It was great. I agree. Perfection is in the eye of the beholder, or builder, excuse me. Watching the episode and seeing how all 6 of you guys were lined up, you should be doing a special 9-person panel discussion called the Scale Model Car Podcast Squares. I vote Frank Steffens as the Paul Lynde Middle Square. We could do that. We could do
Good.
that. We need to get a hold of Frank's people, see how much he charges, but we could do that. Also, maybe for some future shows, you can get reps from the model car manufacturer, MFGs, talk about things that they have in the works, what goes on into releasing a kit, what it takes to upkeep the molds, and plans for new molds instead of the repops of that have been coming out lately. I will leave you with this question. How can a GTO crap bounce? Not very well. Thanks, Chet.
Oh yeah, it can.
It bounces, but it bounces in several pieces.
It bounces, but it bounced back with a vengeance.
I've seen it. Only I've seen it.
Yeah.
Does a bear shit in the woods? The GTO bounce on the carpet. I've seen it.
That's funny. Back in the day, MFGs meant something completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just leave that there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's take a quick little break and we'll be all right back. Looking for a way to enhance a model car project you are planning to build? Check out IcemanCollections.com for all sorts of great aftermarket parts, and sign up for his email list to get the inside scoop on upcoming releases and website deals. So check out IcemanCollections.com right now and elevate your builds. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for sticking around for that brief message about Iceman Collections. I know this wasn't as much fun as the ones usually are, but hey, what can you do when you're on vacation, right? So we're going to move on to the show topic now, which is our opinions on, our thoughts on non-competitive shows, or yes, I'm still judging you. So now, all of us have been to shows, right?
I've been to 1 or 2 or 8, 9, 7,000.
7,000.
7,000. And I've been to a few.
Like it.
From different states, and a lot of them are judged competitions. Some of them aren't judged competitions, where they're like a people's choice, I guess is the best way to describe that. But we're hearing more and more, like Matt was saying earlier, and Jason was talking about too, about how they're getting to be more and more cars and coffee type shows rather than actual contests. So curious to know what your guys' opinions on those are. Anybody want to go first?
Mine's gonna shock everybody, probably.
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Well, shall we start with Chuck then?
We shall. Let's get the shocking out of the way.
Yeah, let's get the shock out of here.
Well, everybody knows that I like to go to a judge show. I love the competition. Okay, I love the competition, guys. It's fun. That's what makes it fun for me and makes my next build try to go to the next level. Okay, but now I have kind of been I've been like mellowing out with that a little bit in my head. I've been kind of like, now I kind of just like to, I had to go back a little bit and start building for myself, because when you build for the next show, it kind of makes you build like you have to build something, and now I started backing up. Like, I want to start building for myself. So I'm starting to embrace that idea of like a cars and coffee type of venue. So, and Matt's surprised face is because I told him, because we have a friend that wants to put on a non-competition type show, and I'm starting to embrace maybe even trying to go to a couple shows with nothing in my hands, just go there and support other builders. And I think that would be kind of cool, just to travel to a show and not bring anything.
No, you should bring something. You should always bring something.
Or bring something, put it on display, and not be in the show. How's that? I mean, I've been trying to.
Or if you're going to a non-competitive show, just bring your models, put them on the table.
I get what you're saying, but it doesn't matter. Like, to me, that stuff's starting to be secondary. It's nice to win an award. Everybody knows that. But it's starting to become a secondary thing to me, and I'm trying to get back into enjoying my hobby Like I always enjoy it, but to build for myself, I'm kind of looking past some of this stuff a little bit now.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Does
Because
that make sense?
you're kind of getting to where I'm at now,
Yeah.
right? Not because I'm a major award winner or anything like that. Far from it. But I enjoy the camaraderie,
Yeah.
the companionship that goes on at shows, and I'm really liking this cars and coffee idea because I love model cars and I fucking love coffee. So I'm all over that. But yeah, cheers to you, Matt. And I think it's like a multi-pronged attack for me because it's like you get to hang out with model car buds, right?
Yep.
And talk model cars. Okay, great. If there's a swap meet area, that's awesome too, because that's a major draw for a lot of these shows is the swap meet area. And then just I don't know, just being amongst your peers is just awesome because you're literally going to be in a judgment-free zone, you know. So that's just it's really comforting me, and that's the thing that draws us to so many shows is the people, the vendor spaces, and then just being out with folks, you know, meeting people and talking to folks and just having a good time.
Yeah.
And I feel like something like that, like there's a place up in Prescott that does like an expo, and they hand out an award or two, something like that. I think like a People's Choice or something like that. Who traveled the farthest, you know, that kind of a thing.
I won't be going. There's no awards. Not just kidding. After I just went through that.
But
I'm kidding.
I mean, the competition is definitely a large part of it all, especially when you get into like Chuck's level of building, John Teresi's level of building, you know, that kind of stuff. I almost feel sometimes there should be a master level. I know that could be controversial to say that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the Randy Durs of the world, they're gonna blow us all away. So I mean, I don't want to. I don't want to sound like everybody should get a blue ribbon because they showed up or anything, but the competition is definitely an aspect for certain folks. But for me, it isn't. The competition isn't part of it for me.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I would agree that there's a time and place for competition. And yes, I do like to go to shows and be really competitive. That's never going to change, really. But I'm starting to put the other stuff in front of that, like the other friends.
Balancing.
Waddle, yeah, exactly. It's just now it's like I do love competition. That's not going to ever change. But the fact of the matter is these cars and coffee type shows are stuff that I think I'm going to start looking more into because of the fact that I like to bring newer people like Felix up there into the hobby. And it's good to focus on the new people coming in, like the cars and coffee type, and get them addicted to this hobby like we are. And you know what? Some of these newcomers are going to clean our clocks. It's just because these new guys, if you like, it's like music. Like music. Matt can relate to this. It's like every 10 years, it evolves. And you get drummers like are just crazy. Things evolve, you know. But it's like that in every hobby, kind of. So these newcomers will come in and try to one up it, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. It's hard to explain.
It's just like that in the car world where we all grew up with, you know, vehicles from the 70s, 80s on down to the 32 Fords and 29s and all that stuff. So we all know that stuff pretty well. But then, like my nephew, who's 25 years old now, he grew up with cars from like the 90s on up. So he's into the tuner world big time. And I'm like, tuner world? I didn't know much about it, right? And he starts explaining and showing me what's going on in the tuner world. And by vast amounts of Instagram reels he sends me. So the stuff that you're doing in the tuner world is amazing, but that's just the next evolution of the love of cars. So I see that as Chuck, as I'm just illustrating the point that Chuck is making. that every generation we're going to have, and the model car world probably has shorter generations, like dog years type of thing, but only because generations go quicker in the model car world, it seems. But there are newer people that are coming out of the woodwork that we've never heard of before that are blowing folks away.
Yeah,
and
boy,
doing
they're bringing
techniques and stuff.
the next level of 3D printing with them,
Mhm.
the next level of photo etching, the next level of decals, the next level of casting parts. It's the next level, the cleaner level, the better level. It's like taking an 80s mini truck and looking at something like a Restomod today.
Mhm.
You know that you're getting in a Ken Diggett field, and it's crazy watching that stuff as the model community does that. We're not dwindling away. We're growing, guys.
Oh yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you look at guys like Lewis Hicks and that kid that won the 19-year-old kid that won the Oakland Roadster show.
Mhm.
Was it Oakland or whatever, the Roadster show?
I can't recall. Yeah.
Yeah, it's there are some you don't see as many young guys coming in like you used to, but I think there's enough. I really do not see this hobby of model cars dying unless cars die, because you go to this whole cars and coffee thing that evolved originally from the real car world, and I was going to go to one this morning but missed it. They're growing. You go to Cars and Coffee and you see people of all ages and all kinds of cars. And me, I'm also one that I've always liked the tuner stuff. To me, that was, again, like what you said, that was an evolution of hot rodding. Even back, I was not whatever the movie was, the Fast and Furious. That was a ridiculous movie. But the culture that it was trying to show off, it actually is they're now, there's guys that are in their 40s that were from the tuner culture.
Right.
And I really learned about the tuner cars and got impressed when I worked at a shop in the late 90s. I was the guy who did all the test driving because I was the manager there. And so we had a guy, we put a center force clutch into his Mitsubishi Eclipse, and this thing was tunered out. So I took it out and we were like right off of the 17, got on the 17 and then got off and went through a twisty road with that. And that car was a blast to drive. And I was like, I'm now impressed. And I just like cars, dude. It's like Jason showing that Supra. That is like a major car in the tuner world. That's their 57 Chevy.
Everything's got its category. Even like, okay, Matt says tuners, and then I like Pro Streets, Restomod, stuff like that. But what about, I really, really love Volkswagens.
Yeah,
that's a whole different thing.
It is
Volkswagen bugs. I mean, that was really big into that back in the day.
Back in the
day, my high school
and the car thing going is still going to bring the younger guys in. I think we're always going to get younger guys coming into the hobby because of that.
Well, what's that, Brian?
In my high school, we had mini trucks were getting into vogue.
I was into that too.
So we had a lot of guys with mini trucks, but we also had what they called the Bug Brigade. And I think it was 5 guys. Three of them had Volkswagen Bugs. One had a bus, and one guy had a Ghia. And they were all tricked out, slammed with the Stinger exhaust, stuff like that. And you always thought these guys were going to rumble like the Sharks and the Jets or something like that. But no, they would be in the parking lot talking to each other, pointing out, it's like, oh, I did this, I did that. This is how you. Here's where you go to get your paint.
You're a car guy.
You're a car guy. Yeah, you're a car guy. And it was like it was very heartwarming to watch that kind of thing go down. Very different philosophies for vehicles, but also they were both into vehicles. So that's awesome. Jason, what about you? You haven't chimed in yet.
Well, I also like to go to shows, and yes, winning awards it's very nice. It's like it's the justification for, or gratification, whatever you want to say, for putting all that hard work into something. It's, you think something's nice, but somebody giving you an award for that kind of, I don't know what the word is. It's a payoff, I guess, right? But you can get that from going to a Cars and Coffee type event too, by having everybody be like impressed. And I love to hear fellow model builders say, "Holy cow, dude, that looked like you guys with the Jag. Wow, that thing was wicked nice. You did a great job on that." That, a lot of times, is better than an award. So I think there should be more of these non-competitive shows.
Jason, did you have any other points of view there?
No, honestly, I don't. I honestly don't. I just think that there should be more. There should be more non-competitive shows. But who's going to put them on, right? You got to have people step up and actually put them on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I ideally, I'd love to do something like that myself. There's like up in this part of New Hampshire, there's no shows, right? The closest one that's to me in this region of the state is that one over in Sanford. But that's an IPMS show. That's not a car-only show. So the closest car-only show is my club show, and that's 2 hours south. So part of me wonders, I wonder if I could put something together for, the Lakes region of New Hampshire, a little model cars and coffee thing, and see what happens. I might try that someday. Actually.
The thing is the upshot of this, where this is actually a heck of a lot more possible, is so cheap to put on. You don't have to worry about awards. You don't have to worry about ballots. You don't have to worry about a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's probably really easy to find a place. And you can generate income to pay for what you do have to pay for by having vendors. And the vendors, it seems like they know that the modelers are going to be there. And you also have a thing to push it. I mean, you're a celebrity in the hobby and you have a YouTube channel that the vendors will want to come to it. Definitely. And that's like the key, build it and they will come.
So I'm into preserving this hobby. I'm trying to preserve it and self-reflect, and sometimes that'll help preserve it to where, like, on shows like this, it actually gives people a taste of what other shows are like. You know what I'm saying? Because a show like a Cars and Coffee show is the same as a regular show, but the regular show at the end of the day, they're passing out awards. So it's a gate,
Yeah. So like NNL West, they only give out one award. And there's still a bit of a controversy about that.
Yeah.
And you can give out 100 awards, you can give out one award. There's always going to be some sort of controversy. Somebody's not going to be happy. Something's going to be brought up after the fact. I know I'm still dealing with fallout from the IPMS show. But in my defense, that was a hell of a show. So it was
an awesome show, and a lot of people are happy about it.
And I'm glad to hear that. But as you know, when you're upper echelons of the judging teams, you only hear the bad stuff. You don't hear the good stuff. I was just thinking, if you were going to host a non-competition show, Cars and Coffee type of thing, well, what would you call it? Now, I propose this: model cars, non-competition.
Model cars, hot chocolate.
That's the junior class. That's the Hallmark version,
right? That's
Model
funny.
Cars and Kool-Aid.
But it could be an NCS non-competition show, right? Like the NNLs.
Yeah.
And wouldn't that be interesting if that actually caught on as the moniker for that, and the acronym that everybody knows? Because people are like, "Oh, I'm going to the NNL." What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Personally, I say I don't even remember what NNL stands for. So
and it stands for something. It evolved into something totally different than what it stood for, and that's where it's kind of like a lot of shows are starting to step away from calling themselves NNL, and like Acme, that they were originally this Southern Nationals NNL or whatever they called it, and they dropped the NNL. Art Lasky dropped NNL. He called it. I like how he went calling it the SoCal Open.
Yes,
but.
That's a great show, by the way. If you guys are wanting to find a show, that's a show to go to. I'm going too. He has
Yeah,
a
but
great show.
The
Susan talked Linda into going.
Good. I know
Yeah.
she did.
but
Brian's like, yes.
the whole thing with the I like what you're called. I like that whole moniker that you have, BG, and what you're calling it. Just starting to call them non what would it be? Non-competitive model show.
Yeah.
Non-competitive model car show. Not non-competitive model car. Whatever.
'Cause
Okay,
there's
that
that
seems hard to say.
category
We'll
of-
scrap that
Yeah,
one.
I'm having a tough time.
There's that category of guys that say that they will not go to shows, and this will bring them to shows and show them it's not exactly
Yes.
what's in their head.
Yeah.
That the
Exactly.
show really is the same. It's just at the end of the day, there's no awards. So the show's fun to me, and I don't really look at the awards. Yeah, okay, I'm lying. The awards are fun. Again, they're fun.
They are.
But you know what the funnest part is to me is going to see Rhino Tools and
Yeah.
and paint vendors and stuff like
Yep.
that, and model car kits that I don't have. You know, I mean, that's probably the funnest part of the show. Going to an Iceman or Josh Reese vending booth.
Right. So
BCG resin.
vendors, I'm always excited about vendors. I mean, like when I show up on a show, I like throw my stuff on the table as I walk to the vendors' tables,
Yeah.
right?
That's awesome.
I'm just like, here, put that on. I hope it lands wheels down, you know. And then, so vendors, and then I'm excited to see what everybody else brought. You know, not to see what my competition is, but what did Daniel Valencia bring this time? What's Chuck going to show? What's John Teresi going to bring? You know, kind of thing. What's John Weber going to have? You know, that kind of a thing. So I'm like excited to see what my buds got on the table and see it in person finally after looking at, you know, pages and pages of text messages. So that's me.
Once you go to a show, though, once you go to like a regular competition show and you go every year and you don't miss certain ones every year and you go to, and now we're starting to travel. Now the traveling's more fun than the show sometimes. And I'm kind of getting that, and Brian is knows what that's about, and now it's more about traveling and going to different shows, meeting different people I've never met before because we got such a big platform on YouTube that reaches out to people all over the world. I've met people from different countries that have watched my channel at the nationals when they were out here. Which is weird. I mean, I was just a guy that started this same model kit and a Dodge Challenger at the same time 15 years ago, building on my kitchen table, and it's grew into this. I know people all over the world now. It's insane what this hobby is like.
Going to a show, you get to meet those people.
That's what I'm getting
in
at.
person,
you get to meet them.
Yeah, and that's awesome.
It's even better, you know. I mean, I'm more about encouraging people now, and that's what I think is that's more fun now.
That's good. I would love to go to a show in some other country, you know, like Telford in England, perhaps, maybe something down in Australia. That would be freaking awesome.
You mentioned Australia. I would never place in Australia. Those guys are some of the best builders in the world. I mean, I'm on some of those Australian Facebook groups where they build. Some of those guys are so good. It's amazing some of the stuff that they build, and like it seems like everybody is a Mark Jones or Randy Durr level with those guys. So I mean, it would be I mean. Yeah, I'll come in last to those guys any day, I guess. Some of those guys are really good.
I'm going to give a shout out to Steve over at Crazy Scales, because he posted on our Facebook page about ripping the Band-Aid off and going to his very first show because he wasn't really at the shows.
Yeah, I read that.
And kudos to him, man, for doing that. He showed a picture of how he had all of his models packed up and ready to go, and we're all like, dude, good for you. And Matt was the one that came up with a slogan I totally want to put on a shirt. Get your butt to a show.
Yeah.
I think that would be the best shirt ever. Get your butt to a show because
I'm finding new challenges too.
Right?
Like,
so if you build in a vacuum, you never go to a show, you build in a vacuum, YouTube and you got all the Facebook stuff like that. But if you build in a vacuum, you're never going to get beyond a certain point because you're not being
not.
aware of what's going on
what's
out there. Yeah.
IPMS, that's one thing I will say about IPMS is it will get you out of the box that you're in. It will bring you into figures. It'll bring you into military and other things and enhance your model car building.
Mm-hmm.
Because every other, I mean, we're getting way off topic probably again, which is cool about the subject because it brings up lots of different views, and I can go on and on about this. That's why shows are important. It's not about awards. It's about learning things out of your comfort zone. It's like if you have a cars and coffee, I guess there could be it doesn't have to be cars and coffee. I mean, it could be like an IPMS show, but no awards.
Yeah. Like an
You know
expo.
what I mean? Yeah.
And I'm sure that there are vendors out there like our buddy Mike Chella that are busting at the seams with stock and just want to set up a table and make some money, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the kind of guy that's like, I will help you make that money by giving it to you freely.
Right.
But but Matt's totally right though. You save money on having to buy awards.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to round up a judging team.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to deal with the fallout of whatever judging results happen, which adds back into the show itself. More people want to go. People don't want to abstain because they didn't like what happened, that kind of a thing. So I just see this thing snowballing and becoming, because I don't have to win an award to go to a show. I love everything about shows. That's just icing on the. It's ketchup on the cake, really.
It can tumble into lots of different things. Like it can tumble into where you have a show that has one room has all kinds of stuff like a judged area, and another room has a display only area, which is a whole room, because you have how many hundreds of cars that you built that can go in that room.
IPMS Nationals actually do that. They actually have
That's what I'm saying.
An entire area for just non-competition models.
But it needs to be focused on even higher at a higher level, like because a lot of people were like going to the judge tables, but it'd be nice to have maybe a judge show that's secondary.
Yeah, well, I see this also. If you're not
only
doing
one
a
entry,
one entry.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
If you're not doing a judge show, that leaves a lot of time that can be filled with doing tutorials or some sort of seminar thing, where you have somebody like Justin Ryan come in. If you do an airbrushing technique thing or what have you, some sort of weathering thing, something like that.
That's a good idea.
So, I mean, people would want to go see something like that just to. Because they do that at the big shows, the national level type shows. They have all these different seminars and stuff you can be part of. Some of them you have to pay for. Some of them you can just walk in and sign up and enter. But Wonderfest in Louisville, Kentucky, they always have seminars you can join, figure painting classes, all kinds of stuff. Tim Brown's talked a lot about that kind of stuff. Something I want to do sometime. But I mean, if you're not judging, that means you don't have to have people policing tables and all that kind of stuff. So that manpower can be used in actually setting up a seminar or something like that. And Matt's also got a good point about reclaiming some revenue so you can pay for the place, pay for the tables, that kind of a thing.
Right.
So I see it as a win-win.
Yeah. I'm into that.
I do too.
I'm down with that.
And so I kind of have a real strong opinion on this one. That goes from my first show that I went to in 1988. So I've been doing this for a long time. And yes, and even now, I still love the idea of competition. I for myself, and like something, not to knock down something Chuck said, I'm going to knock something you said. You are claiming to want to start getting into non-competitive shows because you want to build for yourself. That whole build for yourself thing, I think you're always building for yourself, whether it's competition or not, first of all. And I do build for myself and thinking I would like to take this to a show and I'd like to be competitive, but I've always looked at it as if I win, I win. If I don't, I don't. It still was never the mainline thing, but it gave me incentive. The competitiveness gave me an incentive to build to a certain level, and every model I do build to another level. But as the years have gone on, it's gotten less and less important to me. It's still, I love getting an award. It's always neat. I haven't for a while, but it's still really awesome to come back home with some hardware. But now with the non-competitive idea, which is actually something that's really getting very popular in other countries, like especially in Japan, their biggest show, there's not even, you don't even go in individually and place your models on the table. It's more like clubs will have their own section at the big Japanese show that goes on over
Those
there.
guys are good
gigantic expo that is like all the companies are there, and everything. Andy went to it and did a lot of videos on it. A pretty extraordinary show, and they have a few shows like that in Europe, and there's no awards, there's no competition. They don't care about it. It's not about that at all. What I see with like the NNLs, their original idea, and I've heard one of the original guys, Tim Boyd, talk about that. He kind of, and if you watch Doug White's thing when he had the original guys who started the NNLs, Tim Boyd mentioned that, you know, when they started it, it was never intended to not even have one award there, but they knew to get people through the door, they had to come up with something. And he kind of, it's something that needed to be done, but he kind of like didn't really like seeing that come where the NNLs have evolved into, there are awards. There is technically judging, even though it's like people's choice, and we can get into people's choice, builder's choice thing. That's not a part of this one, but it's an interesting subject. But so the NNLs kind of evolved into having their own little competition as it is, but to have something pure like what's starting to evolve with this Cars and Coffee, Model Cars and Coffee is what Ricky Wallace is doing, and starting to see other guys put these on. I really would love to see more of that start happening. I kind of have one brewing in my head I'd like to do. And I think that if we start seeing these sprout up and really keep them pure to where there's not going to be no freaking awards. Maybe like the whole thing, like what with the chips that we're doing, maybe like you have a really going really well, Model Cars and Coffee show, and you start getting content creators coming with their chips, and that's really not competition. That's more like getting some appreciation from some of the guys and gals that are involved in the hobby that deep, that are content creators. That can be something that people that have been getting those are saying that those are mean more to them than awards from the show. So that could evolve into the whole non-competitive thing, because it's really not. I don't look at putting chips down as a competitive thing, but as an appreciation. And it's kind of like, I want to build this model now. You sat down to build a model instead of to win the big one there. I want to build this model because I want all my peers to acknowledge it and give me an appreciation about it, whether it's said to them or whether you get a chip, because that's something that's always meant a lot to me. When I have builders that were someone I admired, and I put my model on the table, and I just get that's worth way more than any award to me.
Yep.
I think the non-competitive thing could also get, like what was said, getting the guys who are intimidated by going to shows that are competitive, just take that off the table completely and just bring your models, put them on the table. That's why I'm going to go to like what you said, Chuck. That's why I said, take your models. That's the point. Bring your models to them, no matter, and it doesn't matter how many times you bring the models, because it's non-competitive. You can bring models you've been bringing every year, and you bring new ones. There's still going to be new people there to see them. There's always going to be new people coming to shows, and it just doesn't matter. Just put them on. It's like what is the foundation of the Model Car Mafia? Just bring a friggin' model and put it on the table, and we all just talk models, man.
Yep.
It would be a gigantic Model Car Mafia meeting,
Yep, exactly.
And that's what, and I think that's something that's made our club going so well. We're in our 4th year now, and we keep getting new people joining, and we get so many people who watch the videos love the idea, and maybe there's more. I think there's more clubs that are starting to evolve like that, where there's none of that competition stuff or anything, because that seems to be in model car clubs too. And just taking the competitive thing out, not that it's a bad thing, but just having, it's kind of the yin to the yang, because I don't want to see competitive shows go away either. Love them.
Yeah, they're fun.
It's a lot of fun.
That's what I was saying. I like both.
Exactly.
I mean, both ideas. I'm never not gonna like a judge show. I mean, of course that's in me now, but again, I want that to where I can focus more on encouraging the new people and just collaborating. I mean,
and inspiring.
Yes, that's what
inspiration
I want.
is the huge thing here, and friendship. Because going to a show,
I want to be inspired. I mean,
going to any type of show, competitive, non-competitive, or what they're called, expos, and then of course, definitely always have the vendors. That's a huge part. That's a big thing that brings people in. That's a lot of fun. Just all of us model car builders, and we've all become friends, and that's the only time we get to see each other. It just brings people together, and we just have such a great time. That's what it's all about, and getting inspired by one another and seeing everybody's builds and what they've been working on over the past year or so. Or that's where I think the non-competitive shows, because it's getting more expensive and tougher to put on competitive shows, I think, and we're losing a lot of shows. I think that if these non-competitive shows start popping up and truly purely stay non-competitive, don't have anything, I think they'll catch on. I think it'll bring more to our hobby, and it'll pull more people in, whether they're young people or, we always see guys that are in their 50s or their 70s. I'm just getting back in the hobby, or I'm giving this hobby a shot. I never did it before. And they come in. So it's not just the future of the hobby isn't just young people. It's car guys coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'm just talking model cars, car guys.
Yeah.
Car guys love model cars. I have never met a car guy that doesn't love model cars.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the non-competitive thing would bring those people in.
Yeah.
Right.
Get them building. Get them building.
Get them building. That's the next shirt.
That's
Right.
next year.
Get your butt
to a show. Get them building.
Get them building. All right. Well, I think we covered this one pretty well. Yeah.
This was
Nice
a
one.
great,
I think
great
so.
subject. Best
Like
show
a-
ever, guys.
Best show.
Of course
Best
it is.
show ever. Best
Covered this
show
like a-
ever.
Best show ever.
Covered this one like a wet blanket. All right. Cool. Well, Jason, why don't you lead us on the closing, please?
All right, guys. If you haven't, please consider giving us a 5-star review. It helps push the podcast into new places. Also, please go check out modelpodcast.com to find other great scale modeling podcasts. You'll find a podcast centered around whatever you enjoy building, from armor, planes, cars, Gundam, figures, you name it, it's over there. Next, there's an email in the About section of the podcast. Please reach out with any questions, topics, suggestions for topics. I am not going to ask for hate mail for Chuck anymore, because that's played out, man. Played out. Then we have a Facebook place that you can join, share pictures of what you guys are working on, and also communicate with us over there. You can send private messages through that, I believe, and whatever you need to do. That's it. We're done.
Cool. Thank you. Matt, lead us in the goodbyes, please.
All right. So this is me, Luka C, a.k.a. Matt. That's what they call me here. And my friends. And I have the Luka C channel. Check it out. It's okay. I don't know. I do some model stuff. We do fun model car stuff there. And I want to say bye to everybody for now. And we'll see you in the next show.
Very good. Thank you. Chuck?
I hate Chuck so much.
He's doing the Darth Vader turnaround, too.
Chuck, you know what, Chuck? I hope your next bowel movement is square. Yeah. Get the coffee flowing.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chuck. Jason.
All right.
Bye, guys.
God. Oh, like that hurts. It hurts
Must
right here.
watch this one.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. This is Jason. You can find me on all of the popular social media outlets under the Blue Ox Model Shop. Thanks for tuning in and listening, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Thank you, Jason. And when you say all the popular ones, does that also include members only?
Yes.
Only fans.
I'm
Not
a
only fans.
subscriber.
I've seen them over there.
Only
Wait,
fans.
no, I haven't.
Members only. I have the jacket to prove it.
Oh, cool. I see. I have one of those too. That's what I was thinking of. All right. Blew that joke out of the water.
Bam!
All right. Well, this is Mr. BG saying thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for emails and posting such great content on the Facebook page that Jason was mentioning. And a special thank you to our friends of the podcast, Iceman Collections, VCG Resins by Reese, Scale Speed Garage, and also Auto Modeler Magazine. Right there on the hat. Thank you very much, Scott. And final thoughts. We're going to really miss you, Mr. Gene Winfield. Sorry for your passing.
Yep.
All right, y'all. Let's
Bye
go
now.
ahead and wrap this one up, and we'll see y'all on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. We need to start recording sooner so we can have more funny stuff.
I know, right?
We sucked today.
Yeah.
Except for
I
Chuck.
might
He
be
blew
able-
us out of the water with that whole goodbye.
There was a lot of folks in California. They're like, when are you guys going to move here? All my family that we were visiting. It's like, when are you going to move here? When are you going to move here? I'm like, well, buy us a house and we'll move here. Not. Because I don't want to deal with moving to California. If it's not flooding, it's burning.
Right? Doesn't sound fun at all.
California is like a paper bag full of water on the stove. Ever heard about that science project? You can take a paper bag, fill it with water, put it on the stove, and it will actually catch fire at the very top. But where the water is in the bag, it actually won't burn.
How do you
Really?
keep water in a paper bag?
By putting it on the stove.
I don't believe it for one.
No,
minute.
not a plastic bag, an actual paper bag.
That's what I said. How do you keep water in a paper bag without it
And-
soaking through?
It actually dries the paper bag. The heat
whoa.
of the stove dries the paper bag before it can soak through. It'll actually eventually boil off the water and the whole thing will catch on fire. But so I've heard. I've never been allowed to do this. Maybe I can do that. Maybe I'll try that at Chuck's house
No.
That's
No.
what I say.
on the Whataburger Grill.
Did you say the Waterburger Grill?
The Whataburger Grill, because it tastes like it's got water inside. Enough of the yapping shit. Let's get on with the podcast. Oh, I should do my
Yeah.
Sean Connery voice.
Do you have your sights on the beast?
Some things in here don't react well to bullets. I've been drinking this probiotic soda. I do not recommend it. On a scale of 1 to 10, I just want to drag my tongue across the desk here because it's nasty.
I'll
Well, I
be
would
back.
probably like it.
It's got vinegar in it, dude. It's got probiotics. So it's supposed to help your gut. I'm like,
Oh,
sparkling water, organic cane sugar, organic agave inulin. I don't even know what the hell that is. Apple juice, organic apple cider vinegar, and natural flavor. Yeah. It's not even going to be funny.
ah. Everything you do is funny.
Only because of how I do it.
I don't. Have fun.
With what's going on in the model car 3D printing world that Iceman Collections has going. Oh my God. I even wrote the thing and I can't even say it right. A model car build project that you have coming up soon. Check out Iceman. Okay, I'm going to mute you for a second, Chuck. I'm reading an Iceman spot. Hang on.
All right.
So check out icemancollections.com right now and elevate your builds. All right, we'll go with that one. That only took like 6 attempts.
You stuttered once.
Yeah, well, I started thinking while I was reading. I was like, don't think while you read.
You usually never stutter doing that.
No, but I had an audience watching me, so I was like, ugh. I went out to the kitchen to go get something to snack on, and we have no food in the house because we were gone for forever, and, we just let stuff sort of dwindle out, for the pantry and stuff. And I'm like, I have a choice between an apple or one of these like breakfast bar things. And I'm like, I'll have the apple.
I actually went out and got a Greek yogurt.
Oikos, whatever they call those.
I got to go grocery shopping. All I had was a slice of cheese.
I got a rock.
Okay, good. Now we got outtakes.
All right.
I was gonna get a cupcake.
I wanted to go grocery shopping, but the problem is the battery in my Subaru died while we were out of town.
So help me God, if he comes back with a cupcake, I'm going to punch him through the computer screen.
You probably have somebody try to climb that in your household if you had no stack like that.
Oh my God, dude, this cat is killing me. This cat is killing me.
I have seen my death, and his name is Jonesy.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Let's kick this football to the posts because we got to get on to something else here in like less than an hour.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Right. Better text Mike, let him know we're late. Matt, lead us in the goodbyes, please. You're muted, Matt.
Great
Good
lead.
job. He's still going.
He is still going. It's funny is he can't hear us.
Great lead.
Damn thing. That's fucking crazy.
There you
Anyway,
go.
let me write that down.
Oh no, that's staying in.
No,
Yeah.
it's staying in.
Oh, I
yeah.
put it in. I'm just taking it out of the mix of it all. Okay.
Matt's
All
goodbye. Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, yeah. I should.
Best
I should
goodbye ever.
best goodbye ever. I'm gonna do that. Wait till
All
you
right.
watch. You know, we need some things at the end of this. Fucking.
Why do you? Yeah, because we're like, this is why Sundays suck because we're all like serious and not all on a Friday night high.
There isn't a lot. It's slim pickings for the end of this thing to do a little.
Right.
Okay, so here we go. We'll pick it back up. So.